Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, he went from success to surrender, his incredible odyssey just ahead.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, as you know, I'm a believer. My father and brother are both ministers, and so I believe in God things. And I had a God thing happen to me last night. A mutual friend introduced me to my next guest, Clint Riggin, and we're on a Zoom, and he said he was in Dallas. I said, do you know I'm in Dallas? And he had just been traveling here. And I said, you have to come on the show. So introducing my audience to Clint Riggin, the founder, CEO of Limitless Coaching. Thanks for coming on the show.
Jeff, first of all, thank you so much. Truly.
I'm such a fan because I got a chance to kind of look at your backstory, and we're going to show that in a second. But tell us why you're here in Dallas.
So the reason I came to Dallas, guys, was to meet a pastor. And not only to meet a pastor, to meet with Sean Lashley. Now, I want to explain to you who this person is. So I met Sean through a mutual friend, through a pastor. And when I met him, it was to be able to sell me a product, right? So I tell people that Sean is ABC, always be closing. Mm-hmm. He's the best closer you'll ever meet. Sean was brought into my life to show me my value. I want to explain to you that. I'm a giver. I give to a lot of people, but I never understood my value. So I came to Dallas. We went to my first black church, which if you've never been to a black church, Jeff, it is the most amazing experience you'll ever have in your life.
Yes.
So we went to this church. I heard this pastor speak, Pastor Evan. And when I heard Pastor Evan speak, God spoke to me and said that, Clint, you will be a pastor and you will go and you will speak around the world about God. I told Pastor Evan that. From there, he brought me as executive assistant. I spoke to his executive assistant. We set up a call. Well, then Sean went for the second service. Pastor Evan spoke about me again and asked about me again. That's second confirmation.
Yes.
When that happened, I then realized that God is working in my life in ways I can't even explain to people. So I go and I speak on we run something called 7 Days Boot Camp, where we bring speakers all over the world, and we created a mastermind-like concept. But the mastermind is $77. It's not $2,500 or $5,000 or any of those crazy amounts, because you don't have actionable steps when you go join those courses or masterminds. So I spoke for an hour about unlocking the belief and the pattern, the system in your mind, and also on social media strategy, and how you can be able to produce content and be able to bring visibility and build your personal brand. Well, there was a lady behind me that was listening to me the whole time. Now, let me explain to you how crazy this is. I was at the wrong lifetime. I was not supposed to be at that lifetime. I was at that lifetime. The lady comes up to me and she says, hey, I want to introduce myself. We started talking. I told her why I was here. I was there for a church service. Well, the pastor's wife is her best friend.
Wow.
And she takes a video and sends it to the pastor's wife. I'm going to talk about the fourth confirmation. We woke up this morning. He gets a he gets a text from the executive assistant and says, Pastor Evan would love to have Clint at lunch with you.
Wow.
That is confirmation that I'm on the right track.
And I love that you're sharing that with us, because we call it coincidence, but it's a God wink. Have you heard it? There's a great book written some 20 plus years ago called When God Winks, and there are no accidents, and there's no accident that you're here in the studio. Now, I want my audience to hear your story in your own words. Let's go ahead and roll the tape.
What's going on, guys? My name is Clint Riggin. I'm the founder of Nexus. We run the largest wellness events in San Diego. I created this company because I wanted to foster relationships, build community, and be able to build something much bigger than us. Why the motto is the next us. I also have been through a lot in my life. From joining the military, serving 8 years in the military and the Navy, soon after that competing in 3 different bodybuilding competitions to win the Sean Ray Classic in 2017. And from there, my thyroid stopped working 4 months later. I gained 45 pounds, I lost my identity, I put a gun to my head. I still remember this day where my eyes were closed, finger on the trigger, and I thank God every single day I did. Soon after that, I got kicked out of the military. I started to abuse cocaine for 3 years, and my life went downhill from there. I moved to California, where I went to the club scene, continued to party, did private security for the president for 8 months, used that money to buy more drugs. Soon after that, moved to Orlando, Florida, met a girl doing Molly for 3 days, thought I met the love of my life. Soon to find out I get kicked out on a couch, built my first company, Limitless Coaching, to $500,000, and I lost it all. 14 months of depression later, July 6, 2023, I surrendered to God. I went on a road trip across the U.S. for 153 days, and on day 1, I told myself, God, take the wheel, I'm done. From there, I came back to San Diego, I got baptized. The next day, I had the vision for Nexus. We now run some of the best events, partnered with Comic-Con and TwitchCon, speak on stages all across the U.S. on unlocking the belief inside of you. And I also speak to addiction and recovery centers on how addiction doesn't define you and turn your pain into purpose, how you can do something with your life. And there's 3 things that people need to understand when I go to these recovery centers and I hear what these people have been through. If they've never had somebody believe in them, or they've never had the belief inside of them themselves, they've never had the love, or if they've never been able to love themselves, they've never had the resources or the education. So my goal is to bring our team to come and help them, to be able to instill love and instill belief, and be able to truly show them that they can do something with their life, with the jobs, the education, and the resources they truly need. And this is something really big to my heart. It's a nonprofit. It's called the Limitless Belief. And my last thing is I'm a peak performance coach for high-level CEOs and executives. We run by the 5 F's: faith, family, fitness, focus, and finance. You have the $1 million business, but you don't have the $1 million body. You can run the analytics in your business, but you can't count a macro, or you don't understand how things work, or DNA testing, epigenetic testing, or just understanding the internal value of yourself will bring out the external value that you're really looking forward to. So I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. My name is Clint Riggin. God bless you all.
Well, Clint, I got goosebumps because the transparency. I mean, you're truly. I look at your eyes right now, and they're so clear. And you told me that you wake up at 3 a.m, bouncing out of bed with a plan every day to make this world a better place. Talk about those 5 pillars of faith, family.
For sure. So faith,
Yes.
Obviously God, universe, whatever you believe in. Understand you have to believe in something. What I believe is God has planted a seed of greatness in every single one of us. When you were born with gifts, talents, and abilities. I didn't discover my gifts, talents, and abilities until I was 31 years old. I'm 31 years old now. I'm finally starting to realize why God put me on this earth, to build his kingdom. And then we get into family. I tell people relationship equity is better than monetarily gain anything in this world. See, the relationship that I have with you now, we will be able to change the lives of millions of people. And I'll be able to bring people to your studio to be able to change more lives. So I reach out to 5 people every single morning. I say, I want nothing from you. I want you to succeed in 2024, or I'll send them $5 or $10 for coffee. And I'll say nothing. They know who sent it. I reach out to a family member, usually my mom. My mom's my biggest supporter. She's the one who's always been there for me, no matter what. My dad passed away 6 years ago. Rest in peace, Dad. I love you. And when it comes to fitness, 45 minutes of movement. Go for a walk, yoga, Pilates, whatever your soul tells you to do, just go do something. Move your body. And then on top of that, focus. The focus is what the faith is going to give you. The finances is what God is going to multiply for you. So if we focus on the 3 F's, faith, family, and fitness, the focus will come, the finances will multiply, and you'll be able to do incredible things with your life.
Wow. Well, I've got to brag about this man has an amazing physique. He's wearing a jacket right now, but there's a gun law in Texas. They don't let those in here. So we've got some pictures off of your Instagram page. I want to talk about fitness. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what are we looking at before and after here?
So, guys, this was my first workout on the left-hand side when I just got out of my 14 months of depression. And now let me tell you this. The person you see on the left is defeated. Did not want to take that picture. If you notice, my hands are red, my ankles are red. I didn't have any circulation in my body, and I lost most of my muscle tone. The next picture is 5 months later to show you that what you can do if you optimize your body. I want to really explain that. When you understand what's happening in your body, internal look, blood work, running biomarkers, 84 different biomarkers, 27 different tests. These are pictures that I took when I ran Limitless coaching. This says we have the same 24 hours. This is me on the beach 3 weeks ago.
And so much of this is getting in a habit, like a healthy habit. I remember at one point I was really into working my body, and I couldn't imagine not getting to the gym.
Right.
But these days, I've fallen into old behaviors, and getting up at 4 in the morning to go to the gym would not be seen as an exciting thing for me.
Right.
How do you tell your mind that this is not a punishment to go to the gym, but a reward?
So I used to look at it a little different, right, when I didn't have God in my life at the level I do now. When I looked at it before, I knew that, okay, listen, I'm setting the example. People look up to me every single day. I'm here to show people what you can do with your life. Now that God's in my life in a really big way, I'm setting the example for God, right? God did not make you to be fat. God did not make you to be overweight. And understand this, like, you woke up today, not because God wanted you to, because someone needs you. And if we could just think about that 160,000 people die every single day. It's a true statistic. I've read it, I've looked it up, I know it, because I preach about it every day. And then we're blessed for another day.
Yes.
And we have one vessel, one body. Make it the best it can possibly be.
Yeah, it says in the Bible, your body is your temple. So we're going to show your YouTube page because I was blown away. You are a content factory. like as we scroll down this goes on for days, folks. I see morning devotionals. I see boot camp. Let's talk about your morning devotionals.
Sure. Yeah. So I was doing the morning devotional by myself, right? I wasn't recording it, and I thought, you know what? Why don't I take the camera, turn it on, put the ring light that I have, and go on StreamYard and put it on every single platform that I own. And all I know is consistency breeds credibility, right? So as I'm consistent, more and more people will be able to see what I'm doing. And it's going to take time. Somebody talked to me, they said, Clint, I started posting, I did 7 posts. I'm not seeing any results. I said, do 400 posts, and then tell me if you got some results.
Wow.
See, a lot of people think that you do something once and people are going to change. No, you need 8 to 12 touch points for somebody to even really come into your life to even think that they can do something with your program, your business, yourself, whatever it might be.
Sure.
So I thought, if I can do this, this is one more step to building God's kingdom. And now what's so cool, and I realized this when I was with Sean, we went to Centurion Park. We went on our walk. We were speaking, if you don't know this, we do a 5 o'clock, which is a 6 o'clock a.m. morning ministry for 1 hour. Then we hop into another ministry for another hour. And we have a clubhouse where we wake up with the energy of God. And when you come into this room, bring your energy, because it's a God-like energy. So we come in there, we talk about God's stories, we talk about how God's working in our life, we pray. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Right from there, I go into the morning devotional at 8 a.m. God speaks to me every day. And he says that, Clint, you should speak on this topic. The other day, I spoke on emptiness and how you need to hit rock bottom. You need to feel empty, because the emptiness that you feel when God comes into your life, God is love.
Yes.
Love is God. So when you bring God closer to you, you can love yourself and love on others.
Wow. We only have a couple minutes left, as we close this, I want you speaking right to the viewer who is trapped in some kind of addiction. It could be porn, it could be food, it could be alcohol or drugs. Talk to that person who's lost right now.
I want to tell you this. and this is probably not what you're going to want to hear. You need to go through this. You need to experience everything you're experiencing, because when you get out of it, you're going to be 100 times stronger than you could have ever imagined. And I'm going to tell you this as well, and this is going to be really hard. I want you to try to bring God closer to you. I want you to try to watch my morning devotionals, read the Bible, talk to somebody. Because when you bring God into your life, God is going to show you the way out of it. There is no darkness that can literally blind his light. And I promise you, you're going to make it out of this.
Such a powerful way to end this segment. We're also going to leave you with his website so you can get in touch, ClintRiggin.com. Thank you so much, Clint, for sharing your
Thank you, Jeff.
testimony.
Appreciate you.
That's it for now. We'll see you next time.